welcome or welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be creating a notebook cover using Canva. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's jump right in. Okay, so we're gonna start in Canva. Today's project, we're gonna be working on an 8.5 by 11 notebook cover. What we wanna do is go up to create a design. You can choose from the suggested projects listed, or you can go to the bottom to custom size. Again, we're going to do 8.5 by 11. I'm going to change this to inches. 8.5 by 11. And then we're going to go to create new design. This is where we start with our blank canvas. I do have margin lines. To get those, you just go over to File, View Settings, Show Margins. You can also show rulers and guides if you prefer to work that way. It just adds your rulers to the top and the side. So I'm going to take that off for now. And I'm just going to do my show margins. Margins is really helpful when you want to see where you're printing. I use it a lot when I do half letter size insert pages. So it just shows me where my print lines are, and I can make sure that my design is within those margins. So for today, I do have an idea of a design in mind. I want to do a notebook that has a motivational quote on the front and some type of design, whether it's flowers or butterflies, something along the lines of pink or blue. So we may change as we go along this project, may change out some things or add some things. So the first thing I want to do is find our motivational quote. I went over to elements on the side. I'm going to search. And it gives me several options. You have a choice of graphics, photos, videos, frames, audio, and so forth. For today's project, we're going to use a graphic. So I do select See All on Graphics. And then I can scroll down and see exactly what type of motivational quote I want on the front of my journal. Let's try this. All things are possible. Some of the graphics you are able to change the color. At the top you see that we are able to change from black to another color of our choosing. Right now, while I decide on my background, I'm going to leave it as black, and then we'll come back and change the color later. You can stretch out to change the size. If you move up or down, you can see your center lines. Right now it's showing us that our design is exactly in the center, so this is where we want it to be. I will show you another way to make sure that your image is centered if you choose to have it in the center. If you go up to the top to position, and then you can align to a page, whether it be top, middle, bottom, left, or right. Right now it was in the center of the page, so our center is not able to select. If I move it slightly to the right or left, you can see that center is now an option. If I choose center, it's going to put it in the center of the page. I'm just going to move it down a little. And this tells me that it's exactly in the center, front, bottom, left, or right. It's aligned in the center. Okay, so now that we have our motivational quote, let's find a background. I'm going to take out this search by doing clear. Let's start with a pink flower background. I'm selecting pink flower background from our suggested list. It gives me several options. Again, you can graphics, photos, videos, the same as we had in our first search. I want to do graphics, and I'm going to see what type of backgrounds we have. I'm just going to scroll down and find one that I like. This is really pretty. And I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to keep scrolling just to make sure that that is one that I want to use. Okay, let's stick with this one for now. So if we make this the background, if you right click at the bottom, you have an option to set image as background. I'm going to select that and then it gives me a background. Okay. From here, back to the color of our motivational quote. It's black currently, so we'll go up to change the color. You have your document colors at the top. I have brand kit because these are the colors that I usually use for my business and the brand that brand colors that I use that I've set up for my business. So this will be here as an option for me each time I come in to choose a color. If you don't have a brand kit set up, which is under brand, then you won't have that option, but you can always go down to brand under the list on the left and set that up if you like. Photo colors shows me the colors that are currently in our image. These colors are pulled from the background that we just selected. And then you have your default colors at the bottom to choose your primary colors if you like. If the color is not listed there, you can go up to the top to add a new color, and then you can use it by hex codes or by your arrow or so forth. So I accidentally clicked off of there, so I'll go back to color. And then let's see if we can make our all things possible match our background a little better. Sometimes I just click through it and see which one looks the best. All right, so we're gonna keep it that color. I am gonna move it up a little bit so that it's not so close to the flowers at the bottom. And then I'm gonna stretch it out a little more. Since I have my margin set, I can see where exactly I am so that when it prints out that it's not going beyond the pages. And just that easy, we have our first page of our notebook cover. To make the back page is really easy. You just go at the top, duplicate this page, and then take off whatever you do not want on the back page of your notebook. Alright, so this is complete. What I would do is just print it out from here and assemble my notebook with this. With the 8.5 by 11, I would have two choices. I could either do a 6 by 9 with sticker paper, or I could just leave it as an 8.5 by 11 and just do a bigger notebook. At the beginning, I did say that I was debating between pink or blue. I'm gonna go ahead and do a blue design while we're in here. I have my front and the back, so I'll just add another page and we'll do it on the same canvas. I want to find a different motivational quote. And then here where we typed in motivational quote, you have motivational, inspirational, believe in yourself, just regular quotes. So as you move over with these arrows, you'll get more options. Let's see what we have in believe in yourself. Create your own story is a good title for a notebook, so I'm going to use this one. Again, I'm going to center it. And then we're going to go back and find a blue background. With this one, let's try a watercolor. Blue watercolor. I like the watercolor backgrounds. I think they are very pretty, especially when you print them out. We're gonna scroll down. see what this one looks like. So I'm gonna set this image as background. And with Canva as well, once you select the image or a graphic, photo or video, it'll give you recommendations. So under magic recommendations, if you do see all, it'll give you designs that are similar to what you just chose. So if you have a design that you created and you just want to do like maybe a series off of that one design, this is a very useful tool. You can go in and just change the color of your designs with the same category or same pattern, just similar colors or something similar to what you just chose. All right, so since we're going to use this one, we're going to change our color for create your own story. And again, you can use the photo colors to match the colors that are in your project, or you can choose your own color. And you can just click to find something that fits your needs. And I actually chose this golden color from our pink design. I think this fits really well with this, with the gold on the background. I'm gonna go back to the quotes to see if there's anything else that I wanted to change this to. Or what we can do is, since I like that saying, I'm just not sold on the image for that. So let's see if there's any other create your own story quotes. It will give you similar quotes to that. So I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna delete it. And let's see what something else may look like in here. A true story never ends, which is very true. Okay. You can always add to these as well. You don't just have to use the plain background. So if we wanted to add flowers to this, let's see if we can find like golden flowers. So I just searched for gold flower and I'm using a graphic, so I did see all. And then we're just gonna scroll through our options. And then you can add to it. So if you wanted to duplicate this one, you right click, duplicate, and just move it over. And then go back to color. Now we have more colors, more photo colors. And then Magic Recommendations gave us the same flower, just a different color. And if you are like me, most of the time you'll see something else and then you'll end up changing your whole theme. And you can move your flowers around wherever you'd like. You can, this one's not really gonna make a difference, but you can flip your design if you like to. At the bottom, you have this little rotation arrow, and that will be how you change your design. You can change the color of our background. I'm gonna type in blue and gold background, see what options we get. Place the background. It's a lot going on with that one, but you get the idea. This one's a little plain. All right, so that will be our front cover. To create a back cover, again, it's very simple. If you want your back cover to be the same, just go up the top, you duplicate the page, and then take off whatever you don't want on your back cover. We could add our inside pages to there if we want to add a page. Go at the top to elements. Let's search note pages, notebook page, graphics, and then you see all. Sometimes you can find something in there, or if you go to the top to design instead of elements and then search notebook pages or notes pages. So if you just wanted the inside of your notebook just to be a simple notebook where you just have blank pages where you can jot down your ideas or your thoughts. If you're going to make into a journal, you can come in here and find your journal pages and just add that to your notebook as you go along. So for today, I'm just going to find a simple one that says notes. I'm just going to scroll down, find a design that I like. Let's try this one. All right, so this one, it has some designs on there. We can change it to fit either one of these themes or both of the themes. So if you want to change the color of the lines, I like to group these. So I'll just highlight them all in group because it's, for me, it's very difficult. Once these get out of line, it's very difficult for me to get them lined up again. So once I group it, if I highlight it, I can come up at the top and then I can change the color of the lines if I like. At the bottom, once I hit the gray, it says change all, which means everything that this color will change to gray. So we're going to change the color of all of our lines to gray. And as you can see, it also changed the designs as well here. You can take this note, you can resize it, you can change the color of that as well. So I highlighted it, I'm coming over to the top, and I'm going to change it to blue. So now we have one that's blue and gray, and this will match with our second design that we did. So if you wanted to take this same design, same page, and have it to match your pink design, again, you just duplicate this page. If you wanted to keep it gray and just have pink and gray instead of blue and gray, highlight notes, and then just change that to pink. And this one, I don't want to change at all. So, I mean, it's just that one. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I'm not gonna do change all because I do want, the lines and everything to stay the same. So now it's pink and gray. I make that a little bigger. And I'm gonna move it over to the center. And I'm gonna do the same for this one. There we go. So now we have a completed notebook that we can print out. You could leave these as it is and just print maybe 50 copies or 100 copies, however many copies you wanted in your notebook. If you just a tip, like if you wanted to have a design that just continuously print, you don't have to put in any amount. From this page, you could duplicate it. So if you do Control D, it'll add more pages. So if I wanted to add more pages of this, I'm going to Control D, and it's just adding to my design. So if I were to print page 5 through 11, it's going to give me everything that's here. That way I wouldn't have to go to my blue ones and print 80 copies of the blue, then go back and print another 80 copies of the pink. You can fill up your project with your different pages. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I'll just, create just that one page insert and then just make different. When I print, I'll put like maybe 50 copies of that one page. Okay, so here we have our 2 notebook covers and some inserts that we've completed. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you if you leave your comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you feel that this video will help someone else, share it as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you in the next video.